Hey guys, and welcome to my second attempt at episode 10, The Switch. Today we're talking about the Nintendo Switch, as the title suggests. This is attempt 2 because, well, people are mean. And so after I tell them I'm recording, they barge into the room I'm using to record. But anyways, so the Nintendo Switch, Super Mario Odyssey just came out for it within the past few months. I haven't been checking on updates or anything for it, but I know it came out recently because I just checked on Amazon, and there's a Super Mario Odyssey bundle for the Nintendo Switch, and it's only $380, and the dark red controllers look amazing. So I'm going to be getting that because it's totally worth it, and then buying Breath of the Wild as well, of course. And I would really love to record that stuff and post it on YouTube, and I'm really close to being able to do that. There's just one really big problem. It's that I don't have an Elgato video recorder, and I really need that to do it. So if you guys could donate at patreon.com/GobbleGumGaming, I could give you some amazing Super Mario Odyssey and Breath of the Wild gameplay, and maybe some other games too. But until you guys donate, that might not happen. I might be able to do it in a couple of years. I might be able to do it in a few months. I don't know. But if you donate, it'll happen a lot sooner. So that would be really great. You'll also get some really cool perks because, we don't have anyone donating right now. At the time of the making of this episode, we don't have anyone donating. So whoever the first person to donate is, you'll get something really cool for sure. I'm not exactly sure what yet. I'll have to talk that over with the other members of GobbleGum Gaming. But for now, I'll just say it's going to be something really awesome. Maybe you'll be on a live stream with us or something. But yeah. So anyways, on to the rest of this episode, which is all about... So I talked about this a bit in the console war. Actually quite a bit. That was episode 7 of my podcast. So the Nintendo Switch... I actually just saw an episode of Extra Credits. Really great channel. You could check them out if you feel like it. YouTube, don't ban me for this. I'm just saying they're a nice channel. Jeez. Anyways, yeah. So you can I saw it, and it was the difference between it was explaining why the PS Vita failed, and it was because it was too good, and it was pretty interesting. But anyways, it showed the 3DS destroying the PS Vita, and of course that reminded me about the Switch and made me want to talk about it again. Also, the Super Mario Odyssey bundle came out. So, yeah. So, the Nintendo Switch is a good console because with the PS Vita, it was ahead of its time, right? It was too good. It had too high processing power. The graphics were too good, and in return that meant that production cost more. You could develop a game for the Switch for free. Unity. You can use Unity to do that. I'm not sure how you'll get it on the Switch, but you could make the game for free. It wouldn't cost you anything. I mean, you'd have to have a computer, but you wouldn't have to buy anything or spend hundreds of dollars on licenses or game engines or anything. It'd be free. The PS Vita, as far as I know, is a completely different story. Cost a lot, and no one wanted to develop for it after they saw it failing. It's a great example of something that's happened multiple times. But the Nintendo Switch, the reason that didn't happen to it was because they underpowered it on purpose. And at first everyone was really skeptical about it because it looked like another Wii U. But it wasn't, in the end. It was amazing, and it had Breath of the Wild. And I mean, no matter how bad the Switch... on its own, no matter how bad the Switch is, in your standards, Breath of the Wild makes it worth buying. Breath of the Wild is worth the $400. I think, at least. I've played it a bit, and it's just so fun. You'll be starting the main quest, and then you go off on all these different things, side quests, beat up some enemies. It's really fun. You never get bored of it, because there's always something to do. Bored of fighting? Why don't you cook? Bored of cooking? Why don't you fly? Bored of flying? Go do a dungeon puzzle crawler thingy. AKA the shrines. And bored of all of that, go try and beat up the old man. No spoilers here. But yeah, the Switch, it has, I believe it has 720p graphics on the actual device, and it can display 1080p on a TV when it is docked. previous consoles, I believe, the like DS consoles have used up to 480p, um, but the Switch is a step up. It's a home console as well as a mobile console, so that's part of it. But I don't know that. Actually, let me bring them up right here. You may hear some clicking. I'm just gonna bring up the tech specs for the Switch. Wikipedia, world's most trustworthy web source. Let's see. Nintendo Switch, aka Nintendo NX. Okay, let's see. Wow, it's had 4.7 million units sold already. It's amazing. So yeah, it's only got 4 gigabytes of RAM, LPDDR4. The CPU is an octa-core 4X ARM Cortex A57 and 4X ARM Cortex A53, and it operates at only 1.020 gigahertz. The internal flash memory is 32 gigabytes. The display is 6.2 inches. And the graphics card is an NVIDIA GM20B Maxwell-based GPU, and it operates at 307.2 to 384 megahertz while undocked, and 307.2 to 768 megahertz while docked. The sound is 5.1 channel. I'm not sure how good that is, but I'm sure it's fine. Wi-Fi connectivity 2.4 or 5 gigahertz, blah blah blah. Power, fine, okay. Everything else is fine. So yeah, it's those graphic specs are horrible. I think, at least the tech specs, they're horrible. 4 gigabytes of memory. I'm pretty sure the Xbox One X has got like 12 or something. It can hold 2 gigabytes or 2 terabytes of storage at max, but I'm pretty sure. I mean, I've got a 5 terabyte hard drive on my Xbox One. The display, of course, is fine. I've already gone over that plenty. The display, having it lower quality, makes the games run better. The graphics card, I don't know a lot about graphics cards, but I know it's not the best. It's not really good. The CPU is really slow. The average CPU, it operates at what, 3 gigahertz? But I guess that's due to a cooling system problem, probably. Probably didn't want to make it more expensive with like water cooling or something. The battery's okay. I'm not sure how long it lasts. But yeah, so what is the system on chip? Oh, okay, so it's like a motherboard. So the system on chip, which is pretty much a motherboard, is the NVIDIA Tegra. I think that's a good one. Okay. Oh, okay. That's what the CPU is. Okay. Okay, so it's not bad. But 1 gigahertz, eek. And it can do up to 8 gigabytes of RAM, so I'm sure you could find out how to add that. Well, anyways, so yeah, not very great tech specs. They're okay, but they're not great. And the reason for that is it does stunt development a bit for some things, I'm sure. I mean, people might have a hard time coming up with how to use only 4 gigabytes of RAM when they're used to using 8 or 12 or 16, depending on what they're developing for. And the GPU, I'm sure it leaves something to be wanted, as well as the CPU wanting those extra 2 to 3 gigahertz of speed. But it's okay. It's not Xbox One X. It's not even Xbox One or PS4. It's not nearly as good as the consoles that it's not like in terms of processing power and all of that, tech specs, it's not as good as those other ones. But it's still a good console, and it still has sold at least 4 million units already. Breath of the Wild has sold 3.8. So it's doing great. And with the release of Super Mario Odyssey, I'm sure that'll even jump higher. 4 million I know isn't the best at this point, but they keep going out of stock on purpose. I haven't talked about that yet, but pretty much it's a marketing strategy for the US and Japan, I believe. So if you go to Canada, there'll be plenty in stock. But anyways, that's to get more money, I think. That's not my theory, though. I forget whose it is. Plenty of people have it, I'm sure. But anyways, back to the main stuff on this episode. This episode's gone quite long, actually. 10 whole minutes. That's longer than most. So yeah, the Nintendo Switch, the thing about it is all of those low tech specs make heating not a problem. They make, like, the cooling system doesn't have to be great. I'm not even sure if it needs to have one with a 1 gigahertz CPU. And the display and everything. The battery probably lasts quite long, even if it is a bad battery. I'm not sure. You can't tell how long a battery lasts from the voltage it uses. I don't think you can, at least. But yeah, so it probably has a great battery life, and I saw, I think it was Jerry Rig Everything, and he tried to destroy his Nintendo Switch, and it actually works pretty well. The only problem is scratching, so just like get a carrying case. So the outside, the cover is pretty good. It's like the screen is level 3 out of 10, so it can be cut by a steak knife. So not that is why you would need a carrying case for it, of course. But so the Switch, it's a good console. Go ahead and buy it. Of course, if you have those $380 or even just $300 right now, just sitting in your wallet somewhere or in your bank account that you can pull out, or wherever, just in change, like pennies, you should go buy it. I'm gonna go buy it. What else to talk about this episode? What else is there about the Switch? Well, yeah, so the Switch succeeded, even though it had low tech specs, because let's not do letters, let's do numbers. Because one, it was both a home console and a portable device, making people twice as likely to buy it, because some people only use consoles, some people only use mobile to game, some people use both and will opt for the Switch over the Xbox One or the PlayStation or something, because it is both. So no matter what kind of gamer you are, you will choose the Switch over something else in terms of, like what platforms you prefer. 2, it is not super expensive. The Xbox One X has a retail price of $500 MSRP. I'm not sure about the PS4 Pro, but I'm sure it's going to be somewhere around there. So they're expensive. The Switch goes at $300, usually up to $400 with special stuff added on, I believe. So it's pretty good. It's a lower price. It's about the same as the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4, the original ones, not the Pro or Plus or S or X. Wow, so many different names for these consoles. Why do they do this? Okay, so that's 2. 3, it's innovative, because the controllers can be detached, turned into somewhat like the analog console remote that they got rid of with the GameCube and haven't really brought back. You can also get a Pro controller for it, and then you can use it as 2 different remotes for a multiplayer game, or you could use it as one big remote, and you can even have them separate. It's really great because you don't have to hold your hands together to play the game. You can stretch it out and relax while playing the game and not mess up your playing. And that's pretty cool. What What else? Oh yeah, also you can play it while it charges, except better. Like while it's charging, you get to play it on a big TV screen, so that's pretty cool. Um, and then if you got two Switches, you could play with four controllers. Dot dot dot. I mean, like it's amazing. It's not. It's the problem with the Wii U was that it wasn't innovative enough. Gamepads had already been tried and failed. And the Switch fixed that. It's not a gamepad. It's a screen. It's a tablet. But it's also a gamepad if you want it to be. But it's also a console if you want it to be. They got rid of any possible problems with that market failing because it's all markets of gaming. Except for PC, which is always going to be superior. Because PC gaming is fully customizable. You can get all your new stuff. You can add RAM to your computer. Anyways, that's it for this episode. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like if you feel like it. You don't have to. It's not super important. Subscribe. That's a big one. Because if you don't subscribe, you might forget about our channel. And that would be horrible because then you wouldn't see our other great videos. Leave a comment for sure. If you're going to do any of these things I'm about to tell you, is leave a comment. That's the most important thing. Even more important than donating on Patreon. Because if you leave a comment, it lets us know that you are interacting with us. It lets us know you are watching our videos. And it lets us know what you think. You could leave a comment about anything. You're mad at us? Leave a comment. You're happy with the video? Leave a comment. You want more stuff? Leave a comment. You want to donate? Leave a comment. Although it would be better to just like say I donated and then go to Patreon and donate. That would be really cool. What else? You want us to do a certain thing? Leave a comment. You know, new series, play this game, review this game, talk about this thing. Leave a comment. And we'll probably do it because we don't get any comments right now. Oh, okay, we get a few, but not very many. We don't have a comment on every video yet, which is kind of sad. And then, of course, you can donate patreon.com/GobbleGumGaming. Thank you, guys, and I will see you in the next video.